Good morning, everyone. Most people watch credit card videos to find out how to get a free flight. You aren't most people. You understand that in a $1.28 trillion debt market, free is a mathematical impossibility. While you are chasing a 75,000 point bonus, the banks are running a high frequency algorithm on your spending habits that effectively tax your lifestyle by 2.7% every time you swipe. If you aren't seeing a net yield of at least $1,200 annually, you aren't a customer of Chase or Amex. You are their primary donor. In 2026, the game changed. Point valuations have dropped by 30% since the 2025 market shift, yet annual fees are climbing. We have reached a system level truth. Credit cards are now precision engineered profit engines. They extract $240 billion in interest alone, while the rewards they toss back to you cover barely 1% of that. The status of an Amex Platinum or a Sapphire Reserve is designed to mask a simple reality. If you aren't in the top 20% of optimizers, your high fee card is actually subsidizing the person sitting next to you in the launch. Today, we are deleting the top 10 list. Instead, we are applying the net yield framework. This is a cold, hard calculation, which is welcome bonus plus annual credits minus effective fees whole divided by your spend threshold. Most premium users within $150,000 income are leaving up to $2,000 on the table every year, simply because they have fallen for the marketing allure of launch excess over mathematical gain. We are going to look at the top 5 cards for 2026, including the heavyweights from Chase and Amex through the lens the banks hope you never use. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why the Chase Sapphire Preferred might actually be more elite for your bottom line than the Platinum, and why the 80-20 profit rule is the only reason these banks stay in business. We are going to expose the hidden 50% tax on naive cash outs and show you how to flip the script so the bank starts subsidizing you. Your wallet, your time, and your net worth depend on the next 10 minutes. So without wasting any of your precious time, let's look at the numbers. Data from Ipsos reveals a clear divide in how Americans manage credit. While 71% of consumers hold rewards or cashback cards, only 50% pay their balance in full each month to avoid interest. This transactor behavior is heavily influenced by age, with 69% of older Americans paying in full compared to just 36% of younger generations. Interestingly, while 45% of users prioritize cards for pure convenience, the primary driver for 70% of respondents is building credit scores. For the optimized minority, the strategy pays off. 20% of cardholders report being able to afford products entirely out of their earned rewards by effectively using the system to subsidize their lifestyle. Imagine holding the Chase Sapphire Preferred, racking up 75,000 bonus points worth $937 in travel after your first $5,000 in spend as rated by the 2026 financial analysis from money.com. Now picture the American Express Platinum, through which the card holder can enter over 1,550 different premium airport lounges around the world. Yet, according to issue utilization data, the majority of cardholders never fully redeem them, leaving them effectively poorer every year. Everyone chases the best card because it looks like smart optimization. But finding the best reward card often benefits the bank more than you, because it encourages spending more, additional fees, and long-term engagement. They rely on devalued redemptions and forgotten fees. In simple terms, everyone wants the highest rated card, but banks make their money by letting your points lose value over time, while hoping you ignore those extra fees. Today, we are cutting through the marketing fluff to expose which of the top 5 cards actually act as your financial ally, backed by JD Power satisfaction scores and real-world net yield math. Stick around, your wallet depends on it. Credit cards aren't just rewards programs. They are precision-engineered profit engines. Issuers in US extract over $240 billion yearly in interest alone, which is $134.5 billion more than what they would have paid under a 10% credit card interest rate cap. Meanwhile, rewards only cover about 1 to 2% of that through interchange fees, which are often capped by the Visa and MasterCard networks. Here's the shift. Forget the best of list. We judge a card based on its net yield. That's simply your total rewards plus credits minus your effective fees, adjusted for your specific spending habits. Now, banks use complex algorithms to segment customers and push premium tiers to the 20% of users who effectively subsidize the cost for everyone else. Issuers like Chase and Amex design their tiers around specific incentives. With the Sapphire card, Chase Ultimate Rewards can be transferred to partners at a value of 1.25 to 1.75 cents per point. If you cash out heavily, that value drops to just 1 cent, essentially a 25 to 50% hidden tax on your own money. According to the JD Power 2025 US credit card satisfaction study, more than half, which is 53% of cardholders, are currently carrying revolving debt, where 56% are classified as financially unhealthy. The overall satisfaction among all credit card customers is 611 on a 1,000-point scale. However, Amex membership rewards shine through credits, like the $200 airline fee statement. It is American Express only that is leading the satisfaction score at 643 out of 1,000. But in order to achieve that top-tier satisfaction, Amex spends massive amounts of money on delighting customers, example providing rich reward points, statement credits, longer launch accesses, and 24/7 top-tier customer service. This results in negative ROI. On the other hand, Capital One disrupts this with a flat 2x miles. The Capital One Venture Card offer highlights a limited time bonus where new card holders can receive a $250 travel credit through Capital One Travel and earn 75,000 bonus miles after meeting the required spending threshold. The card provides unlimited 2x miles on every purchase, along with 5x miles on hotels, vacations, rentals, and rental cards booked through Capital One Travel. It also includes a person introductory APR for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers, followed by a variable APR. It comes with a 0% annual fee, making it a strong entry-level travel rewards option with simple flat rate earning. The real beneficiaries in the credit card ecosystem are the revolvers. Roughly 45% of Americans who carry balances month to month, paying an average APR of 22%. Their interest payments effectively fund the reward programs that others enjoy, while issuers recover cost through merchant fees, which now range between 3 and 4% at the register. In essence, everyday shoppers and merchants collectively subsidize the points and perks, making the system highly profitable for those carrying balances. To estimate whether a credit card is worth it, add the value of the welcome bonus and any annual credits, then subtract the annual fee. After that, divide the result by the amount of spending needed to earn those benefits. Let's go card by card once for better understanding. The Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Chase Sapphire Preferred Credit Card is often valued for its strong travel and dining rewards. It is typically best for people who spend enough on travel and dining to make the annual fee worthwhile, especially when the welcome bonus and travel credits are included. The Chase Sapphire Preferred Credit Card has a $95 annual fee and offers 5x on Chase travel, 3x on dining, and 2x on travel. It currently comes with a 75,000 point bonus after $5,000 is spent. Importantly, points are no longer fixed at 1.25 to 1.75 cents. The base value of Chase Unlimited Rewards point is now a standardized 1 cent per point or 1 CPP for most redemptions. However, with the points boost feature introduced in late 2025, selective redemptions for economy and premium travel can reach 1.5 to 2 cents per point. Consequently, the current 75,000 points welcome bonus after a $5,000 spend is worth a guaranteed $750 as a statement credit, but can realistically scale to $1,125 to $1,500 depending on your usage of boost offers or transfer partners. When adding the $50 annual Chase travel hotel credit, the first year value remains one of the strongest in the mid-tier category. For this card, the organic break-even point, where rewards strictly offset the $95 fee, is typically between $6,000 and $10,000 in annual spend, depending on how heavily you utilize the 3x dining and 5x travel categories. The second is American Express Platinum. This card has a high annual fee, but it can still make sense for frequent travelers who can use the lounge access and recurring credits. Its value depends heavily on whether you can fully use the benefits, especially travel-related perks and statement credits. The American Express Platinum card now carries an $895 annual fee and offers a suite of over $3,500 in potential annual value. While the headline credits are extensive, most users realistically extract $600 to $1,200 in value, depending on their usage of new perks like the $400 Resi Dining credit or $600 prepared hotel credit and $300 digital entertainment credit. This card offers as high as 175,000 membership reward points once you spend $12,000 in eligible purchases on your new card in your first 6 months of membership. Amex points can be redeemed for travel at a value of $0.01 per point. That means the highest bonus is worth at least $1,750 in travel rewards, as estimated by Motley Fool Model. Even a lower offer of, say, 100,000 points is worth $1,000 in travel bare minimum. The third one is Capital One Venture Rewards. This card is designed for simplicity, with flat rewards on everyday spending and a travel-focused bonus structure. It can be a strong choice for people who want easy-to-use rewards without tracking categories. The Capital One Venture Rewards credit card maintains a $95 annual fee and is specifically designed for non-optimizers due to its flat earning structure. An unlimited 2x miles on every purchase, alongside an elevated 5x miles on hotels, vacation rentals, and rental cars booked specifically through Capital One Travel. As of March 2026, the standard welcome bonus of 75,000 miles when the cardholder spent $4,000 within 3 months of opening an account is enhanced by a one-time $250 Capital One travel credit, which together provide a $1,000 in travel value when redeemed directly through the Capital One portal or as a statement credit against travel purchases. While Capital One values these miles at a fixed 1 cent per mile, users can potentially increase this yield by transferring miles to 15 plus travel partners, where external valuations from travel experts like the Points Guy suggest a strategic value of 1.85 cents per mile, potentially pushing the 75,000 mile bonus to a worth of $1,385 or more. The fourth one is Amex Blue Cash Preferred. The American Express Blue Cash Preferred card remains a premium choice for US households with high recurring expenses, featuring a $0 introductory annual fee for the first year, then $95 so you get pure rewards for 12 full months straight. Apart from this, you get a consistent 6 cashback at US supermarkets on up to $6,000 per year in purchases, then 1%. As of March 2026, the card's value proposition is bolstered by a 6% cashback rate on select US streaming subscriptions, alongside 3% cashback at US gas stations and on transit, which includes taxis, rideshare, parking tolls, trains, and buses. For a family that maximizes the $6,000 grocery cap, the resulting $360 in annual reward, combined with a current $250 statement credit welcome offer after spending $3,000 in first 6 months of membership, easily offset the annual fee and positions it as a top-tier tool for everyday domestic spending. The fifth is the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card is a premier choice for those seeking a set-it-and-forget-it reward strategy, offering a market-leading unlimited 2% cash rewards on all purchases with no annual fee. As of March 2026, the card is particularly attractive for its low-threshold welcome offer. You can earn a $200 cash rewards bonus after spending just $500 on purchases within the first 3 months of account opening. Beyond simple cashback, the card provides valuable secondary benefits usually reserved for premium cards, including up to $600 in cellular telephone protection, subject to a $25 deductible when you pay your monthly bill with the card, and a 0% introductory APR for 12 months on both purchases and qualifying balance transfers. The elite understand how to navigate credit ecosystem to avoid common consumer traps. For instance, pairing the Chase Freedom Unlimited with the Chase Sapphire Reserve allows you to transfer cash back into ultimate reward points and redeem them for a 50% boost in value, considering 1.5 cents per point through the Chase travel portal. As of March 2026, devaluations have shifted the market, while approximately 54% of Americans now pay their balances in full every month to win at the rewards game. The remaining population is paying over $134 billion in additional interest annually, compared to a hypothetical 10% rate cap. A common mistake is falling for the status of the Amex Platinum while using basic cards abroad that charge 3% foreign transaction fees, which can easily cost a traveler $150 to $300 per trip on a $5,000 to $10,000 spend. In simple words, people often keep the Amex Platinum for the status of the cool factor, but then make a costly mistake by using their other everyday cards for actual spending. While traveling alongside the US, most basic everyday cards charge a 3% fee on every single purchase made in a foreign country. Since the Amex Platinum has no foreign transaction fees, you should use it for everything abroad. If you spend $10,000 on a vacation using a card that has that 3% fee, you are effectively handing the bank an extra $300 just for the privilege of swiping your card. Your hard-earned money that could have been saved by simply using the Platinum card instead. Your true ally in this market is a Chase Sapphire Preferred. It remains the top choice for high earners due to its versatile ecosystem and its stellar 4.8 out of 5 ratings by Bankrate and 4.7 rating by NerdWallet. For dedicated jet settlers, the Amex Platinum is the gold standard, but only if you are disciplined enough to redeem at least 80% of your credits. The ultimate framework for success is simple. Match your largest spending categories to the correct card multiplier. Cap your total cards at 2 and rotate your sign-up bonuses once a year. Banks genuinely fear this level of awareness because it erodes their 80-20 profit rule, where they rely on the 20% of the accounts generating the majority of their revenue through interest and fees to subsidize the optimized transactors. As of March 2026, Americans who carry a balance are paying over $134 billion in interest annually, compared to a hypothetical 10% rate cap, a massive wealth transfer that you can avoid by paying in full. As we wrap up, remember, the right strategy is about more than just points. It's about keeping your net yield positive. In our next video, we are pivoting to your broader wealth strategy, covering mortgage refinancing, especially as 30-year fixed rates have edged towards 6.2% this month. We will also review 2026 most powerful AI-driven portfolio tools like Portfolio Pilot, which now uses hedge fund-inspired modeling to automate your risk-adjusted returns. Subscribe if you are ready to master your financial strategy and ensure your wallet works for you, not the banks. Take care of yourself because you are important.